Hey, it's Sue of Roots to Willows Photography, and I had a question about just a quick cloud overlay, and this is how I do it. Of course, there's different ways people do it. So this is just an image where I thought maybe adding some clouds could really help it out. And here is my clouds that I have already selected, and I pretty much just go out on a cloudy day and take a raw file of clouds. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and use my rectangular tool, and I'm going to select it. And now when I select, I'm going to make sure I don't get any of the land, anything that I don't want to deal with that. Okay, so I've selected what I want, and then I'm going to do Edit, Copy, or Control C. And then I'm going to go back to my photo, and then I'm going to do Edit, Paste, or Control V. Okay. Now, obviously this is not good. We're going to do Edit, Free Transform, or Control T, and just kind of move it around where we want. Okay, we want to make sure the cloud area touches the land, obviously, so it doesn't look floating and weird and fake. And that's a big thing. We want to make sure it doesn't look fake. You can kind of stretch it out, do whatever you want. Okay, if you want big, fluffy, playful clouds, you can do that. Okay, we're not going to be too picky here. You can rotate it a little bit. Okay, and then you hit OK. And then you have obviously what looks like a disaster. So you go over to the opacity and lower it down to kind of see what you're working on. I like to keep them kind of faint so they look more blurred and off in the distance and real. When I first started, I would have them like bam, and it just looks fake. I don't like it. Okay, and then on normal, we're going to switch that to multiply. And that does a pretty good start for blending the two together, but obviously still looks bad. So we're going to create a mask. So just go down here and hit your little mask thing. And then click in the mask window, and we'll see it's white. So to take off, we want to use black. And we'll get a brush. And then we're just going to literally paint it off. Okay, right now I'm at 100. And my flow is at 58, and that's okay for here, but it's going to look very literal. So just kind of clean it up a little bit. Okay. And you can turn off your background layer to see if you have any very literal lines, and I do that often. They look okay, and then I'm going to lower the opacity to about 36 is good. I'm going to make my brush a little bit bigger. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of paint it off. I kind of like how it created a shadow here. I might leave that. But just get very carefully in there. And it does a pretty decent job. Now over here it gets a little funky. And if you really care, you want to make sure you don't see any of that. Okay. You can adjust it. Make it a little bit even lower, and I tend to do this anyway at really low opacity and just kind of paint over where the sky meets the land, because if you ever notice in real life it kind of gets a little hazy where it meets, so that's okay. And we can kind of lighten this cloud up a tad if we wanted to, kind of pulling it back so it looks less stormy, because the stormy vibe kind of gives a different feel than what we're going for, this cheerful kind of thing. And that's it. Ta-da! And then again, you can just take the background layer off if you want. You can kind of play with it. I do that a lot to see where I maybe missed a spot. So I might go back over here. Oops. Make sure you're in your layer mask. I might go back over here and touch it up a little bit. Just after playing around with that. Because adding clouds really adds a completely different dimension. Like here, I added these clouds in to kind of go with the overall feel of the image. So there you go. Yay! If you have any questions, just let me know.